first man. The best first man.
First man.
The best first man. And to our associate pastor and his accent, the greatest associate pastor and the best church. I always have something good to tell about the goodness of God. He's always moving in my life and always doing something great. He is a great God. My son got some with me and believe that he is great. How great he is. So I just thank God. On the other day, I had called somebody to come and take a look at my basement, to see how it works, what's going on in it with the water and all coming in. And while they were there, I just felt, how many know when the Spirit unctions you to say something or ask something? How many know when you ask, you shall receive?
I know that's right.
So the Spirit just kind of had me go ahead and ask him about, I've been needing a bathroom sink. And so I asked him while he was there, I said, well, how much do you have time to take a look at my sink? And tell me, how much would it cost for me to get a sink put in? He said, I have a sink. I said, oh, you do? And he measured it. He said, well, it fits. It's actually a little bigger to give you more room. I said, okay, well, how much would that be? He said, it's free for you. Free. I said, God, he did free things. You ain't got it, God. Woo, that's free. So I just thank God, and I thank God for the men here also, and Brother Ron and the men, and all their help that they did on today. I also thank God for Dean. He's just a handy man. But I thank God because when he went to go get parts for the sink, I said, well, let me know what it's going to cost and, not give the money for it. Well, he tells me why he was there. The same man that gave me the sink bought the parts for me. Free parts. Free. I mean, my treasure is here. So I thank God that everything that he's doing, I thank God for the favor. Don't get jealous, y'all, but I got the favor of God on my life. So I just thank God and I ain't seen nothing yet. I know the best is still yet to come. And even for you, no matter what it is, and no matter whether it's natural things or even in the spiritual realm, even in your physical body, if you're looking for a healing, God said that by his stripes, you are already healed. It's already there. So whatever you need from God, it's already there. And keep in mind too, I thank God because I do pay my tithes and my offers, so that's why he gives me free stuff.
Come on, give God a hallelujah. That's so is right. Pay your tithes and your offering. People think that's a past, but look at your neighbor and say, that's not of the past, it's of the present. And your future. Come on, the Bible says, I will cause the windows of heaven to open up. Come on, unmeasurably. Come on, and pour out on you. Somebody shout, I'm looking for my pour out. I'm looking for my pour out. Don't be looking, you better say, I got it. Come on, I'm going to keep looking. Hallelujah, that's it.
Giving honor to God, first and foremost. Best pastor in the world, ditto what Tommy said to our brother Ron, our associate pastor in his absence, and everybody in their respective places. Normally we get up here and the testimonies or the warm fuzzy ones, but today has been a day. Everything that could possibly went wrong has went wrong today. It's been we talk about when our day is going good, but today I've been had a agitation all day long. Everything I touched, it just wasn't going right. We had a supervisors meeting, and even the plant manager was like, "Y'all don't care, y'all don't want to." It's just been one of those kind of days. And first, I took some medicine last night. I'm agitated from the medicine. But who knows, sometimes you just gotta fight through certain kind of days. And it's not so much what you do in those days, it's what you don't do, because the Bible tells us that we can get angry, but we're not supposed to sin. So every situation could have opened the door for something different, a retaliation mode with me. And if anybody knows anything about me, or I've got a spirit of anger sometimes, and it comes out before I can control it, you know. But who knows that when you got God inside of you, you can't tame the tongue. You can't control it, you know, because you don't understand that tongue is like a two-edged sword. It cuts both ways. And I thank God for growth in that area for me. Because there was a time, you gotta understand, there was a time, you know, it would have been 1,000. Who you talking to like that? Why you know? Now I'm cursing, I'm doing all these other stuff. I'm throwing boxes, I'm doing all kind of things. I understand, but when you truly give it up to God and trust that He has the ability to do whatever it is that you want done, He can do it. You know, but we have that power, but we don't understand. But God has given us a sound mind to make sound decisions, to know when to be silent, when to speak. And I thank God, you know, and I'm also thankful that God has taken this sickness away from me. You know, it's very rare that I get sick, but it was like, you know, I'm stubborn, I don't want to take medicine, I don't want to do all these certain things, but I trust enough in God to go, you know, hey, I may still have a sniffle, but I'm healed.
I know that.
You know, I'm healed. It never once stopped me from getting up, coming to church. It never stopped me from going to work. It never stopped me. And I just want to thank God for just being in my life.
Come on. Amen. He said, I will give you a way of what? And escape in time of what? Trouble. That's it. Trouble, temptation. I guess that is trouble for you. Come on. If you ain't overcome, you better run. Come on, you better run for your life. Because you don't know if it's the last or not. Isn't that right? But when you want to do right, He gives you that way of escape, won't He? Amen. It just doesn't will we take that escape or not. That's why I thank God for Him. That's it, Martin. That's why I thank God for Him when you can explain it. Sometimes we don't want to take that escape. And we just end up. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, O, T, U, what? Oh, okay. Oh, now, after you done went through half the alphabet, then you want to escape. Somebody shout, just obey God. Come on, if we can get rid of them feelings, get rid of them emotions, isn't that right? And say, Lord, tame them emotions. Look at this. Lord, tame these emotions. That's it, that's what gets us. You right there in front of the house. You got that right, just in case. Brother George, you had a testimony last week. Come on, George, get up here. Yeah, because, you know, time is out, so you can't. How many know when you sit there and everybody else go, I gotta say, too late now. You better do it now. There you go. Let the Lord be glorified. That's it.
I want to thank God Almighty.
Yes.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The beloved church just took me in. Right. Very good. First of all, the Lord is living. And I've had someone kind of ask me to stay. I told the pastor that Sunday, Lord, show me the path. On the path.
Yes.
I slid by the wayside and back there.
Come on.
I will not let the devil stay in my way anymore. And I want to give you praise from yesterday. I had to take one more year, love of my life, to the hospital for surgery. And on the way back, you see, crazy people, that's what I call them anyway. But they own lookers. They don't watch where they're going. Why? They almost had an accident. But the Lord took the wheel. Pastor? Deacon.
Hey, Doc, I didn't
He jumps on me all the time, but I told him to put the water. And just to let everybody know, I'm an old man. I was stuck in my way, but I found it.
Come on.
And life in general took me down, kind of like Joe. But he's brought me back. He's given me everything that I need. Not my wants, my needs. I'm living every day. Thank you, Lord.
Come on, give God a hallelujah. It's not easy staying on that straight and narrow after you done been through the dungeon. You understand what I'm saying? Amen. But when you go through them doors and you done seen the light, come on. You get your neighbor to just walk therein. God is taking you the next of the way. Come on. All the way. Yes. I always get beat up by her. I want to give thanks to God, Pastor Jennifer, Monty, of course Deacon, and Brother Ron, and all the church people. I did have surgery. I went in scared. I went in crying. But God brought me out. Thank God. And I'm getting ready to go in for another surgery on the 29th. And I know God's got me covered there too. Yes, He does. And when we almost had those 2 accidents, I closed my eyes. Because I didn't want to see it coming. But God did have us protected. Come on, yes He did. And I had the faith and the prayers of the church, of Sonyetta, of my fiance. And I just appreciate what you all have done by praying and keeping me and my family safe. And this past Sunday, my daughter came and stood beside us, and I knew that was only God. That wasn't human, that was God. And we're laughing now, we're talking, and I'm listening to Sonyetta, just give it time. God will make a way. And to Amanda, I know we've had our outs, I know I've been bad to you, but I love you. And I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it to everybody. That is so God. When God, come on, when you trying to change, come on, and you have God in your life, He will make you apologize and get things forward. I don't understand that. Now, if Jesus gives you the same way, no, He don't. If you go to heaven, you won't. Come on, is that all right? Come on, get that. What's wrong with y'all? Give God some hallelujah. This is healing here. Come on. Thank you, Jesus. Healing for the soul, healing for the mind, healing for the spirit. And through that, He brings freedom. Come on, give God a hallelujah. My God. That is so God. You can't tell me when God is changing you, people don't see change. Come on, it's evident. Come on. You will see. I don't care how much they get mad at you. I don't care how much they don't like you. But they'll stand back and say, she ain't the same. It's something different. Come on. It's something different about you. That makeup the same. She's still wearing that red, but something different about that complexion. Something different about that spirit. Come on, huh? The devil himself got to be in perfection. Come on, D. The devil himself has to confess. Maybe she done got away from me. Something happened to her. I know what. She done got a hold of my master. Somebody said, I'm glad for change.
Come on, let's give God some praise in this place. Come on, let's give God some praise in this place. He's worthy to be praised. Come on, He's worthy to be glorified. You should be standing out your seat right now. All these testimonies going forth of the goodness of God, that you should be looking at yourself and say, it's my turn next. If God did it for you, He's going to do it for me. Come on, that's what I look around and say, if God did it for you, He should get over joy, and I get over zealous because I hear all these testimonies going forth of the goodness of God and how God has blessed you. And I fall in line and say, look, God, if you did it for her and you did it for him, surely, God, you can do it for me. Come on, somebody. Let's give God some praise in this place. Woo. Come on, let's give God some praise. Oh, my God. I thank God on today. And Monty, I'm with you. I'm with you with the rough day. And first and foremost, I give honor to God and to the apostle and to Pastor Titus in his absence. But I stand with Monty because, you know, is that when you're going through tough times, and one thing that we was taught is that, you know, as being who we are, is that when you're going through tough times, you just can't show it. Because the creator that lives inside of me says that what you are an overcomer. And understand that what you are going through is only temporary. So in the use of you getting beat down and getting yourself in a pity party about your situation, just believe and trust God that you're what? Coming out. Come on, that this situation ain't gonna stay the same forever, but what? I'm coming out. No matter how long it takes, God, I'm coming out. If you said it, then it's gonna happen. If you promised it, I'm gonna believe it. I don't care what happens. I read the word of God, and these people of God waited years for a word to come through. So God, I'm no different. So God, accelerate and excel my faith, build my faith, because why? What I'm going through, I know it's only but yet for a season. What's the scripture? Jesus said, we may endure for night, but joy cometh in the morning. My morning is here. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I can't sit still when these testimonies is going forth and God is giving you free stuff and you're overcoming a bad day and you're able to express love to somebody, and I'm sitting here with my arms folded like God ain't moving through this place, and I'm sitting here, you gotta be out your mind. I'm gonna get up and praise God. I'm gonna get up and praise him. I got to. I got to. I can't stand still. Because surely long after it's coming to me, it's coming to my side. Do some of that time, some of that to rub off on me. Come on, somebody. It's not that I'm jealous of her, but I admire, amen, her faithfulness. Come on. I want some of that to rub off on me. Give me some of that free stuff. I want some of that free stuff. So God, I said, listen, if there's something that I want and I know I can't get or that I need and I know I can't afford to get, then God, you gotta make a way. If I'm faithful to your word, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, God, you gotta make a way. That's what faith does. Faith don't sit still, but it's an action. It gotta stop moving stuff. Oh my God. I'm so stirred up. Oh my God, I'm trying to hold this thing back a little bit, but oh my God, it's just so amazing because even throughout my course of this week, even throughout last week, is that, you know, at my job, is that it's been a little stressful, not because of the job itself, because it seems like nobody wants to work. It seems like everybody has an agenda or an expectation that you're supposed to give to them. Like, oh, I'm entitled to this. People have entitlement issues and entitlement problems. Like, I deserve this. I need to have this. And I'm at work and I have to pick up the slack. Because of the fact that the work still got to be done, either way you look at it. So I got to pick up the slack. But even on today, I look, as I'm getting ready to leave, my boss said, can I talk to you for a second? I said, sure. And my wife was waiting outside for me. And those that know Ashley, she get a little impatient when she's waiting. So, you know, I was like, I'm looking out the window, looking at my boss, like, my wife outside, so you better make this quick. In about 5 seconds, she gonna come in this door. So what you gotta say? You know, it's the truth. I love her, but it's the truth. So my boss is talking to me. She said, you know, I just want to say thank you. Because you know what? You picked up the slack and you never complained and you never said a word. And how many of you know that we serve a God that always picks up the slack? What I mean by that, that's why his grace and his mercy is sufficient. The areas in which we fall short, God picks it up. He picks it up. So he picks up the slack, so it will behoove me not to do the same. He picks up the slack. He said, what? I'm a God that don't slack concerning my promise. The areas in which you fall short of, I'm going to extend grace and mercy to you. I'm going to give you another day so you can get it right. So I carry it for the time being until you get yourself in order. Oh, glory. So I take that, and as I was saying earlier, is that I praise God over the little things. It's not so much the big things, because I was feeling, God, if you didn't bless me with something big, I didn't open my mouth. That was the wrong heart. I had the wrong heart. My mind was not in the right place. But when I began to understand what the word of God means, when he said, when you're faithful over few, I'll make you ruler over many, I understood the concept that God, the things that you've given me, I have to be faithful over. Not just the tangible things, but I got to be faithful with the things of God concerning my life. Paying my tithes. I got to be faithful over those things because that's the word. So with that, I learned to be appreciative. I learned to praise God even in the small things. Because you know what? I tell you, my mindset, like God did with you, God, if you bless me with all these small things and I'm praising you, God, surely something big is going to happen. In the same way I'm praising you in the small things, I'm going to praise you the same in the big things. There's no change and there's no difference. We miss God when we think God's supposed to move a certain way. And not realize that God said, I will come in an unordinary way in your life. And if you're not ready for me, you're going to miss the move of God. That's why I'm always in a position, or should I say, stay in a position to where I'm able to receive from anybody. Being teachable at all times. But I just want to say this is that begin to praise God and exalt God for the small things. It's not the tangible, but you got breath in your body. You woke up this morning, you're not looking for anything. God has blessed you with finances to work. You got a job. You got a roof over your head. You ain't out on the street sleeping up under a bridge. See, these are the small things that folk don't want to look at. They look at the big things where, you know what, well, God, I can only praise you in this. But it's a small thing, God, you bless me day by day. Because somebody right now is identifying a loved one at the door. But God, you've given me life so that I can stand and extend life to somebody else. So it will make, oh my God. It don't profit me anything to keep what you have given me, God. I love my church. That's why everywhere I go, I'm talking about an apostle. That's what I'm saying. What our church is doing and this and that. Oh yeah, you come to Brother Life Ministry. Whatever you say, just come here. I can guarantee that your mindset, the way that it is, it will change if you let God, if you allow God to change it. Because when you love God, you love everything that's concerning God. That means his people. That means the ministry upon the leaders that he has set over you. You love everything concerning God. There's not a specific thing that you can pick and choose when it comes down to the things of God. You got to love it all. The good with the bad. So yeah, I stand with you, Monty. Rough week, rough last week, but I'm letting you know I'm still standing. I'm not moving, I'm not shirking, I'm not falling, I'm not going backwards, I'm not falling behind, but I'm still standing going forward because I believe that God has something great for me. And God, even if you don't do it right now, I know that you're still able. I know that you're still able. So begin to praise God. Look back over your life, like I told you earlier. Have a flashback, as our Pastor Ty always say. I believe you got something to praise God for. So as you go out through your day, just think on those things, and surely, amen, God will be with you. But y'all continue to pray my strength in the Lord as I pray for you.
Come on, give God a hallelujah. Oh, how many feel like trusting him even more? What we don't realize, you can be seated, but you don't realize. And what we do realize, and to be honest, and again, we really do not realize it. Because we are so prone that we don't see it with our eyes, it's not happening. Isn't that something? We're so prone to do that. And that's because we're individual, we're human beings. But the thing about it is when we trust God, and that's what faith does. Faith says, I don't have to see it. I know it's already done. You understand that? I know. I don't have to see anything done. I don't have to see nothing moving on my behalf. I know it's already done. Come on. And also faith is truth. Come on. Love, truth says, no, he's not going to do it for me because that's wrong. Hallelujah. Come on, somebody. Faith will let you understand the heart of God. And when you want the things of God and not just your own, faith and love says, or faith is love and love is faith. Faith is God. God is love. God is everything. So the thing about it is, it looks at you and said, you know, when you look at yourself and say, no, the heart of God, that ain't the heart of God for me. Come on. So I'm gonna stand on what God's will is and accept his plan for my life. You know, it's the hardest thing to do. But look at your neighbor and say, it's doable. It's doable. Amen. So God want to give us everything. And what I love when you go back to Elijah and the woman, that, wanted to die, and that's because she could not pay her bill, so we're going to die. Couldn't get things done. But the thing about it is, God comes by. And what's already prepared in heaven, we're just waiting on her obedience to the prophet. Come on, how can you understand that? Yeah. Look at your neighbor and say, he's just waiting on your obedience. Come on, amen. Praise God. Amen. So he's just waiting on your ability to be obedient to his will and to his way so that he can release what he wants to already release unto you that is already he prepared for you. Come on, is that all right? He has prepared already your husband, but do you want that husband he prepared for you? Do you want that other? Come on. Do you want that wife he prepared for you? Do you want that other one that's going to cause you all kind of problems? Hello. Come on. Look at your name and say, yeah, he already got things prepared for me. Come on, do I want what he wants? Or do I want what he got for me? That's it. Or do I want to just shove it out the way and just go through the heartaches? Oh my God, I've been there, done that. Come on, somebody. Come on, amen. So with the woman, she could have did a whole lot of different things. But she chose to what? To obey. Come on, the man of God. Amen. To say, look here, I never heard this kind of word. There are some things that we hear and have been taught that is not right. So when we hear truth, we don't accept truth because it don't sound like what I've been taught. Come on, instead of getting in the word and searching it out. See, that's why we don't do opinions here. Is that all right? Come on. We don't do maybe so or yes or no. If the word don't say it, we don't do it. Come on. If the word don't back it up, then we can't go along with it. Is that all right? I don't care who's teaching what. I don't care what they say. If it sounds good, if it makes you float. But baby, if it's a lie, you're going to come down. Oh, come on, give God a hallelujah. So God wants to get us to that place. And it's so prone for us. Amen, to get to that place. He's already got everything prepared like he did with the woman. Already got things prepared for us. And all we got to do is just follow him and be obedient to his way. Whatever his word says, look at your name and say, you don't need the prophecy, you need his word. Oh, come on, give God. Come, you just get it. Learn how to study his word. Learn how to accept his word. Come on, God. Somebody shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. But the prophet said this. The prophet didn't see you over there lying. Go ahead. The prophet said you're going to get that house. Lying on your taxes, lying on Susie, lying on Bill, and living all kinds. But he said you're going to get, yeah, you probably will when you stop lying. But the word says all liars got their part in the lake of fire. Come on, a liar would not pass, would not tarry in his what? Sight. Come on, is that all right? And in that, he tells me I got to stop what? Lying. But the prophet said, I'm going to be blessed with my house. I ain't got to stop that lying. He see all that. Come on, but that's the prophecy. Come on. Prophet said, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. It's not about your getting. Come on. Blessings don't get you to heaven. Prophecy don't get you to heaven. Come on, give God, hallelujah. Favor. Yeah, I got favor, child. I'm walking in favor like TDJ said. Favor ain't going to get you to heaven. Look at your neighbor and say, living right. Come on, give God praise. I was watching this kind of like show. Everything's an episode now. You can't watch a movie. I mean, everything's there. You think you're watching a movie? Till it ends and say episode 2, episode 25. What? Just making a movie. They got it all cut up. So I said, well, I gotta wait till episode 9 to see what's going on. When I get to episode 9, when they had all kind of stuff. It's about the church and all this other stuff going on at the church, and here it is. He just said, well, the girl said, well, God just wants to love us. He don't want us perfect. Well, I said, did they forget that scripture? Just read it. No spot, no what? No wrinkles. But be ye perfect. He didn't say be ye mature as my Father is mature. No, but perfect don't mean mature right there in Arabic. Arabic is left out right there. Perfect in Arabic means be perfect. That's but without blemish, flawless. Touch your neighbor. The only way I can be if I have Christ in my life and increasing his love for him and keep putting on his character 24 hours a day. Come on, you can't even sleep on it. In my sleep, I'm putting on his character. Come on, while I'm dreaming, I'm putting on his character. The devil can come in my dream all he wants, but he got to get out because I'm putting on his character. Is that all right? Maybe you can sow what you want to sow, but I'm getting ready to sow it too. You got to get out of my life. Come on, give God. Come on, give God a hallelujah. You won't sow no tear here because I already know who you are. I already know what you're up to, and I'm not going to give into it. So baby, keep on stepping, as they say. Come on, give God a hallelujah. I feel God up in here, y'all. Let me pray. We got to go to Revelation tonight and finish it up. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Oh my God. Hallelujah. No matter how the enemy might come in and try to sow tares, baby, it's my job. Amen. Praise God to get rid of them tares and see it being sown, even if I don't want to see it. Praise God, but you know what? My love for him says I gotta see it. I need to see it. I want to see it because I gotta stay successful. I gotta stay free. Come on, I gotta stay happy. I gotta make it to heaven. Come on, give God a hallelujah. The devil got some people fooled, but he ain't got everybody. Come on, amen. I gotta live this life according to God's word, not according to how I feel, not according to my emotions. The devil plays with my emotions. The devil plays with your feelings. Come on, somebody. But when you got the truth of God's word and you love him so much, baby, emotion gotta come subject under the Holy Ghost. Feelings gotta come subject under the Holy Ghost. And what I know, God don't act like that. God don't do that. What does Jesus do? Come on, give God a holler. Touch your lips. I gotta do what God wants me to do. Come on, amen. Come on, give God a hallelujah. It ain't hard. Put your neighbor say it ain't hard to live right. My God, you just gotta be finished. It ain't hard to live right. You just gotta be finished. If you ain't finished, I ain't got time for you. I love you like you are. I love you where you are, but baby, I ain't got time to hang with something that ain't going the wrong way. You want to purposely to do wrong, I ain't got time to hang with you. Come on, give. I got time to be about my Father's business. Oh, someone shout about my Father's business. Oh my God, hallelujah. Oh, about my Father's business. If he bless me, it's all right. Come on, but when you get to that place like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, amen, where you're not getting blessed with cars because they had camels. Come on, you're not getting blessed with grocery because they had to go kill their own goat. Come on, they had to go kill their own cow. They had to go kill their own bull. They had to grow their own fruit. They had to grow their own vegetation. So they didn't have a Walmart back in those days. Amen. So they weren't looking to be blessed with all those things. Hallelujah. But God, if you they put me in the fire, whether they kill me, I'm going to serve you. So everything got to die. Understand that my thought process, the old thought process, had to die. Come on, doubt got to die. Come on, people that want to attach themselves to me, that ain't no good, got to die. I gotta want to go back, gotta want to go forward rather than to go backward. It's got to die. Touch your neighbor and say, keep dying. Keep dying. Touch your neighbor and say, dead man walking. I said, you ain't dead in spirit, but I'm dead to all feelings. Dead man walking. Come on. You gotta beware that you gotta go by feelings and go by emotions all the time. And amen, and just being torn and wavering. Amen, tossed and turned with every sea and everything that come your way. And you just torn and tossed and confused. Amen, unstable in all your ways. It's time to get stable and stand on the rock. A solid foundation. Come on, let on rock. Somebody got a dead man walking. So why do you say dead man? I said dead. Because you're dead to everything. When you're dead, come and Jasmine. Come and pinch me. Pretend like I'm dead. Okay, we'll smile. Don't pinch me hard. Okay. Do some stuff. Do some stuff to me. Okay, do some stuff to me. Don't make me fall.
I don't know what to do. Make your nose. Close your finger. Oh, somebody can't.
Everybody get it dead, they won't. Did I feel it? No, you don't feel when you're dead, you don't feel a thing. Come on. Come on, when you're dead, no matter what they say, what they do, how they act, they can spit in your face, but you know what? That's all right. I'm not feeling the same from it. Come on, you can call me ugly, but I can tell it. I'm not feeling the same. Look at your neighbor and say, dead. I don't feel it. Come on, I don't care about it. It ain't bother me because I'm in a zone, and because I'm above all of that. Touch your neighbor, I'm above all of it. That's why I can walk through my troubles. I can walk, amen, past hope, amen, and love them where they are. It don't matter whether you hate me, I can love you. Come on. It don't matter if you don't like me, I can love you. It don't matter if my finances going crazy, I can still love God and shout. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Somebody shout, dead. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Oh my God, the woman God already had prepared. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. God already prepared a way to escape. They didn't see it. Come on. But their courage and their obedience to God that said, I will not bow to an idol God. Come on. Knew that I would not fear in the midst of fear itself. Come on. Even though they got him to make an idol God, they got them to bring forth fear on the Jew. They took to tell them that if you don't bow down to my God, we're going to kill you. They could care less. Amen. They said, we're not bowing because why? I serve the true God. Amen. Praise God, creator of all things. When you touch your neighbor, say, you got to get there. He said, I'm there. You ain't there until you get there. Come on, you're not there until it's experienced. That's why I love the word so much. Because the least little running out of stock is there. I can't be on time to try to go get some stock. Oh my Lord, this is a big epidemic. I can't make it to church now. I don't got no money to get stockings. Oh my lights. Oh my God. Oh, I can't pay my bill. Oh, I'm in a divorce. Oh my God, what are people gonna think about my divorce? And God said, look, if he ain't right and he was doing fornication, adultery, the Bible tells you, look, I give you that way out. Come on. Come on. Now, if you want to stay there, you stay there. If you don't, you don't. Come on. He done take a bath, so I want a divorce, and you can't do that. The Bible don't support that. That ain't the word. The Bible said if you do that, then you can't get married again. Oh, I don't know why God going this way. Somebody. Amen. Praise God. So, I mean, all kind of things. But when you love him, oh my God, when you love him, that's the test. We are thrown off by all kind of little stuff in our society of loving God and being focused and staying focused, staying strong. Come on. And then when you look at Peter then, and you look at Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they wasn't old men. They was about 16 years of age, or 20 years of age. And then they start getting older. Daniel was older when he was put in the lion den. He was no longer 16 years old. He had about probably in his 60s or 70 years of age, being put in the lion den. Come on. Amen. He was put in the lion den. She has to be good in there. But that's one of his tests. Come on. Amen. Not the test of God knew his heart, but the test of the king. Come on. And of those that lied on him, God had to show up and let them know, this is my son. Come on. Battles that you're trying to fight, praise God, you ought to just give it to God, because you can't fight them, you can't win them by yourself. Come on, so you need to step aside and allow God to do it. Come on, is that all right? But when we look through God's word, and that's what his word is, when we look through God's word and we are contingent being and focused on pleasing God, we reap nothing but what? Blessings. Now in those blessings, we categorize those blessings as being a lot of material things. But the real blessings is your faith and your love and your happiness. Come on, and your wholeness and your freedom of mind and spirit. Oh. Come on, give God a hallelujah. You say, well, are you pretty depressed? Oh, no. Because see, when you live for him, he affects every part of your life. Come on. That's why, brother, like the soul, you see people going in their businesses, and they're prospering in their business, and they're prospering in their house, they're prospering in their health. It's because of the fact that's what is being taught, but we have to understand, being taught, don't rely on that. You serve God and rely on God. God being your happiness. Come on, amen. God being your, so let that be fulfilled in your life, so you can understand how to maintain the rest of your life. And somebody shout, increase in your life. Increase in your life. Come on. Is that all right, y'all? Yeah. Oh, my God. So that's where we have to understand when God is giving us in his word, he prepares us for our future. He prepares us for the next trial. He prepares us, amen, praise God, for the next blessing. He prepares us for everything in our life. So just like them, when I look back on Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they wasn't getting those kind of blessings. It was a blessing just to be in the king's house. Amen. Not only that, it was a blessing just to be in the dungeon. Woo! Y'all didn't say amen to that. In the dungeon. Come on, they had Jesus time. It was a blessing just to be in the dungeon. Why? Because they could have killed them all. Come on. They could have killed all the captivity. Those that was in captivity. Come on, young Jews. They could have killed them. But they put them in captivity. And they put them in the dungeon. And there God began to advance him out. Because he began to live. He didn't betray his God. Those that betrayed his God, they stayed in exile. Those that betrayed their God, they didn't advance in the kingdom. Come on, in the kingdom, come on. And in the Babylonian kingdom, they didn't advance. But those that kept their God, God allowed them to advance. Whether they advanced to be a cook from a slave, whether they advanced to be a servant from a slave, come on, in the house of the king, whether they advanced and they to be one of the ones that, stood at the door. Look at your neighbor and say, advancement is advancement. Advancement is advancement. Small things, taking care of the small things. If I can learn to take care of the small things, he'll bless me with those that are what? Many. Come on. Amen. So it don't matter how small. If he has given me, praise God, a penny, it don't matter if it's a little roach. faithful with that. And I love that. No matter how ugly it is. And I don't just throw it around. God, after a while, he'll bless me with one that I really like. Come on, how many? Come on, get God. We're going to get ready to get to our study. So let's get ready to get to our study. And then Revelation 17th chapter. We almost finished with it. And then God always have us go back, amen, to Revelation when things are in the news and, and we need to go back, or he says, Jen, I want you to go back through it just a little bit to bring some closure because these other things is getting ready to unravel. And how many know that Revelation is a part of the what? Oh, say it again. Come on, past, present, and what? In the future. And how many understand that Revelation will fulfill itself over and over again each year? Each 6 years, each 10 years, each 7 years. Amen. Because why? God is always bringing things into order. Is that all right? That's why he says there is nothing new under the sun. Come on. So therefore, is that in reading, God gives us the understanding. And only him give us the understanding. No matter how many times you Google stuff, if God don't give it to you, it's just not right. Is that all right? So we want to make sure that we have an understanding of what God is saying. And the only way that we have an understanding of what God is saying is that we have to study the Arabic. You got to study the Hebrew. You have to study the way they lived in their life to understand what was going on in their life. We go back in history. And history is facts. Come on. Facts mixed with the word, it brings forth truth. Is that all right? Praise God. So we can't just mix, a lot of people mix scripture together and try to justify stuff. Like the lawyer said, if it don't fit, you must acquit. Come on. So this ain't trying to make stuff fit. Come on. It is what the word says. So we find out that Revelation, who wrote it? All right. Say it again. John. Amen. Where was he? All right. So I'm going to call on some of you all. Amen. So we found out that last week it was a pretty boring subject. But very meaty. Very meaty. And how many understand that that's what we need meat? Come on. Amen. Teaching gives us the foundation that we need to stand on. And standing on that foundation, it makes us solid when we have the truth of God's word. Is that all right? Prophecy don't bring solid foundation. How many understand that? Yes. Look at your name and say, the word does. The word does. Now let me don't I'm a prophetic woman. Come on, I'm a prophetess myself. I'm apostle too. The fivefold ministry, God moves through me through fivefold ministry. So I don't know none, but I know the order thereof. Come on. And we tend to have a lot of people to weigh in a lot on prophetic and anointing and all this other sort of anointing is nothing but the job. He appoint us to. Is that all right? Come on. Just like he had to anoint Elijah, anointed Elisha. That means he put his men on him and God had him to appoint him to a prophetic order. Is that all right? Not everybody that prophesies is a prophet. Is that all right? The gifts move, but they're not a prophet. They don't walk in the order, in the job, in the position of it. Is that all right? Right. Praise God. So when we look at Revelation 17, and we're not going to go all the way through it again like we did last Wednesday night. But where did we stop? I think we stopped again around about the 12th verse. Everybody remember your questions. Question, I think, in the 13th verse was, who was the one mind? I gave you all key scriptures in fact, I gave y'all answers. Amen. I gave you answers. So one thing that we do know in this chapter here, that God was letting us know is that Babylon, everything that happened in Babylon, and from the days of Noah when they began to build the Tower of Babel, everything came from Babylon. And then it became Babylon. And so everything came from there. What you mean? Idolatry. What else? All types of lucid stuff come from there. Things that are not normal. Come on. Things that are just hideous came from there. All type of worshiping other gods and doing all kind of stuff. So everything that the world does today that don't please God, and that is idolatry or that worship other gods or that do lucid stuff, it comes from, well, Babylon. That's right. Look at your neighbor and say, it comes from Babylon. Okay, so now, when we look at it, a lot of preachers, and like I said, a lot of pastors, they talk about Rome. This is not Rome. Rome is not coming to the order of this past or of our future state. It's going right back in the state that we was in. Look at your neighbor and say, there's nothing new under the sun. Ishmael, Isaac was Arabic. They was Islamic. Amen. That's what you see over there in Israel. Islamic. Is that all right? Where Isaac and Ishmael, they're still fighting over the same land. Amen. But you have Ishmael, they're being a more radical and a more terrorist Islamic power or Arabic power. So now, when we look at what God is trying to say, is that Rome or Babylon, it wasn't his heart. How do you understand that? So what God was actually showing John, he was showing him the past in the chapter 17, what has already happened in Jerusalem. And what was getting ready to happen to them as they began to, what? Scatter away from Jerusalem. So what began to happen? God was letting us know that, look, it's not Rome, but it's who? Don? Who is it? Who is it, Fonda? That's it. It's Jerusalem. Come on. It's Jerusalem. So now, Jerusalem, he had a problem with. Praise God. Because of what did they do? They don't get your microphone. Say it again. That's right. They worship idols, just like the Romans and all this other stuff. And what else did they do? That's it. They killed the prophet. And that's what the word says in Isaiah. He says, you know what? My faithful. So that's how we know it's not Rome that's coming forward. Or it's not Rome that has come. But it's Jerusalem right now. Praise God. Is that all right? So now, when we look at it, is Jerusalem here along with John them, because of the fact is that Jerusalem is the one is causing a whole bunch of chaos. So is it the city Jerusalem? No, it's the people of Jerusalem. And how is that? Through who? Very good. Through the Sanhedrin Council. How, Don? Where your microphone?
Sanhedrin Council of the Jews in the time of Christ and earlier, before which Jesus, Stephen, Peter, John, Paul of the apostles appeared. It was consisted of 71 members that sat at Jerusalem and served as a major instrument of justice among the Jews, handling all matters pertaining to the Jewish law and many criminal matters.
So they was consisted as 71. And who made the 72? Because there were 72 crowns of thorns that was on his head. Like they made Jesus' crown. 72 thorns. So who represented the 72? Come on, give Fun a hand. Jesus. The one that they said they didn't want to be what? King. He was the major one. King. King of the Jews. No, he's not. He's not our king. Oh, yes, he is. How is that? I don't even care if he's not your king or not. It don't even matter. It's going up there anyway. Prophetic, praise God, message coming forth. Come on, I don't care what you feel. He's going up there anyway. King of the Jews. And they tried to reason. So therefore, with that, what did Rome do? Monty, you look nervous.
Rome
Amen. But what did they do? What did they do in Jerusalem? What was their job in Jerusalem? Say it again. To keep order. That's it. They were the governing powers. Amen. Praise God. Come on, give God a praise, our sister. She has no kind of praise. She don't even come to the Bible study quite often. She just thought, I thank God for you. Praise God. Amen. They governed the people. They placed the order. They did everything. They were the governing power in where? In Jerusalem. Amen. So therefore, he said, my people, you're going to act like who? Rome. Amen. The only time Rome was happy is when things were going good with their God. And he was blessing their crops, not clothes. Look at your neighbor, say not clothes, but their crops. Come on. Their cattle was being raised and doing well. That meant a lot. Come on. Praise God. But when those things start failing, they start blaming the Jews. So in blaming the Jews, because of the fact that y'all are praying to y'all God, so now you're interfering with our God, so now we're going to kill y'all because we can't. We're the governing power. So they were a part of that same order that also helped what? Kill the prophets. Come on. Amen. And the Sanhedrin Council was right along with them. They was, I must tell y'all. Go ahead. What else, Tanya? Come on. Let's get ready. Praise God. Let's get. So when you see the 5th verse, so I'm explaining all from the 1st to the 12th verse. So when you see all of it, the 5th verse, we gave you Matthew 23 and 37, Matthew's 23rd chapter, 37 through 39. Those that are still, you just come, you're new. Luke 21 and 24. Give me Luke 21 and 24 right quick. We just want to go just a little bit. Amen. How many questions do we have on this? And 3. What Drew said? Little Drew said 3. She numbered 3. What? How old is she? 3. Oh. Prophetic. Completion. She said 3. I don't even think she was in here. 3. Like she knows. So now, when I'm giving you 5, so make sure you all have. For number 5, when he says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots, an abomination of the earth. So we find here that he wasn't talking about Babylon. He's talking about Jerusalem. Luke 21 and 24. Reason why? Because Babylon was not his. Who was his favorite? Who was the apple of his eye? Jerusalem. That's you're going to be all right. Jerusalem. It was called what? Old Faithful. Come on. It was what? The David, he what? He is the one that started the capital. Come on. He the one that founded it, the capital of Jerusalem. The capital of Israel, Jerusalem. So now, that's the city of what? David. That's right, the city of God. So therefore, God didn't care about Babylon. Babylon was just hideous, full of idolatry. It wasn't his. Look at your neighbor and say, Babylon wasn't his. But Jerusalem was. That's why he wasn't talking about Babylon. Babylon don't kill Christians because what? They're idol worshipers. They don't like Christians. That's known. They're idol worshipers. They don't like Jesus. So why should he care about what they do? So therefore he says, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, an abomination of the earth. What other scripture do we have that prove that Jerusalem is a harlot? That Jerusalem is that harlot, is that one that God was talking about? Isaiah, what was it? Isaiah. Very good. You got it? And then also, do you got Luke 21? All right. So read Isaiah for some of the new ones so we can, I just want to get a little bit on them so they can, for the new ones that don't know, so they can understand why God is saying this. Because when you look at it, you can't understand it with your natural mind. It has to be God to give you that revelation. All that studying and going through the Arabic and going through the Hebrew and going through the facts of Scripture, God lets us know, this is what I mean. You got it? 18. I'm relying on y'all for scripture because I ain't got all
Come down
Go ahead.
and let us reason together.
Come, is that Isaiah?
Yes.
Yeah. Come down, let us reason together,
Saith the Lord,
says the Lord.
though your sins be as scarlet,
There you go. Though your sins be as scarlet.
they shall be white as snow.
Go ahead.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Yes.
If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land.
Come on.
But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it.
Come on.
How is the faithful city becoming harlot?
Come on. How is the faithful? So you see here, Babylon has become, Babylon the mother of harlots. The reason why it's the mother of harlots because number one, all things started from Babel. Back in the days of Noah when the children was building Babel. Then it became the name Babylon. So from that, when it came into Jesus' days, it's no longer that Jesus talking about Babylon because Babylon has always been those type of people. And God used Babylon to bring into captivity his children when they didn't do right. Is that all right? And one of the kings was who? Nebuchadnezzar. Is that all right? Nebuchadnezzar. He said, my servant. It's like, God, how can you call Nebuchadnezzar your servant? Because he did everything that I wanted him to do. What was that? Put the children of Israel in captivity. So they can understand. They cannot be like the Babylonians. Come on. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to act different. That's why it's important for us as being Christians, is that we understand no matter how young a Christian you are, how older a Christian you are, is that you cannot mix with certain people if you're not strong enough to mix with them. Is that all right? You can't walk with the birds of a feather that's going a different, come on, flying a different direction. Is that all right? Amen. So you got to, come on, you got to stick with the ones. And it might be boring sticking with them people, but that's all right. I love Jesus. Come on. And I'm hanging on to my freedom. And I'm hanging on to my joy. And I'm not going to let frustration slip in by, come on, hang around with the wrong folks. Come on. Well, I'm so frustrated today. Girl, you was happy yesterday. What happened? Child, my brother came over and started talking about all this stuff. Oh. How did that happen? Well, you know, he just made me mad. Is it because you didn't forgive? Is it because you didn't tell the truth and get it out in the open and forgive? That's why you done lost your joy? You don't just lose your joy just to lose it. Come on, you give it away, but you don't lose nothing. Come on, is that all right? That means how I give it away. I start hanging with the wrong person. Come on. And then we start talking about stuff issues that I'm not healed from. That I know I don't need to hold no more, and I need to get rid of. But I say, God, I'm supposed to keep this because they made me mad. I'm supposed to keep this because they make me sick. You understand? Do you understand one thing? If you die, you're going to hell. So look at your neighbor and say, you better stop keeping stuff. Oh God, why are you saying this? Uh-oh. Come on, is that all right? Come on. So I'm gonna keep my joy. I'm not gonna get frustrated by hanging around with the wrong person. Unless, I know that, I'm healed. I'm grown from that. I'm matured from all of that stuff. Is that all right? So now when they come around, I can say, baby, it is what it is. Yes, your mama did that to you, and yes, you need to forgive. That's in the past, 20 years ago. Get over it, over and done, keep on walking, let's go. Come on. Hello, come on, is that all right? Yes. Amen. So, just like my brother, I love him too. My brother's all that, Pastor Jennifer. I said, you still hating on me? Pastor Jennifer. Yeah, Oh, I can't stand you. All of a sudden, he can't stand me then. It's the Holy Spirit that's in me. Get ready to eat him up again for the 45th time. Oh, you can't stand me now? Why? Because I told you at your mom's house? You're 50 years old. I had to throw you out. That's enough. Come on. You got lying on your mama, talking to your mama any kind of way. You know your mama didn't feel good, so I had to step in and get you out. Then you try to take marijuana and put it in the microwave and fry it up. Come on, crazy stuff. Come on. But he hates me, my own brother. Now, I know he loves me, but he just hates the truth. Come on, so he tried to start. So when he started, I had to say, baby, I love you, but I'm getting ready to eat you up again until you get delivered. Come on, is that all right, y'all? You do some truth like shout, give the truth. Give the truth. The truth to set you free. Come on, amen. And when you start giving them truth, amen, they start getting loud, and then they start simmering down. And then after a while, he's like, you just made me sick. And then he come back another day. They go, my sister, Pastor Jennifer. I love you. I said, oh, you love me today after we went? Do we need some more? And then he said, no. But one thing I love is that if he comes here, you know, he almost got a detox to show how much he loved to and respect me. He'll go through detox before he'll put a drink to his mouth. Come on, give God a hallelujah. So that's going to show you truth. Somebody shout truth. Might not like it, but it set me free. Come on. And it keep me free. Now, I could have been one that and then he'll make me feel guilty because I did the right thing, protecting my mama. Say enough is enough. Come on, you should have had your own place. You should have been doing your own thing. You should be, no, enough. You gonna keep bringing all this stuff into her house. If she can't help you, come on, and move you out, I'm gonna move you out for her. Come on. Is that all right? Yeah. Amen. So I could have been one that feels so bad. You know, I should have did that. Oh, I'm happy. I know I did it because it was the right thing to do. Come on, give God. So I accept that. That's what I had to do, and it's the right thing to do. The word backed me up too. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on, I love my mother. I'm gonna let you, You're not gonna do all kinds of things. You ain't gonna say all kinds of things. You ain't gonna do all kinds of things to her. Come on, you're not gonna feel guilty for doing it. I'm gonna help you. If you won't help, I will help you get on the right road. I will help and stand with you. I will help do whatever I need to do. But I'm not gonna help you hurt the one I love. Amen. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Amen. I mean, it's tight, but it's right. Look at your neighbor and say, tight, but it's right. Tight, but it's right. Come on, holler. Come on, y'all feel a shout. Yeah. Somebody shout yes. Yes. So, this is one of the abomination. Come on, desolation. Read on right quick. He said, how is that faithful city become a harlot? So you see that underline. How does the faithful city become a harlot? So you see, right here, Babylon, the great mother of harlot and abomination of the earth. And so go ahead. He become a harlot. He already know Babylon was one.
It was full of judgment.
Come on.
Righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers.
Now murderers. How in the world that happened to the whole faithful city? Jerusalem. Because what? They started doing a lot of things the Babylonians did. What Rome did. Come on. They started doing a whole bunch of stuff that the paganists did. Come on. God said, if light and darkness don't mix. Come on. Is that all right? Amen. You can't straddle the fence. Come on. Either you're going to hate one or love the other. Come on. Is that all right? I love God too much. Come on. As we're striving, we're going to always keep going. Amen. I might never ever go and drink. I might never ever do any of that. But the thing about it is the little fox that destroys the vine. As long as I keep changing, as long as I keep mastering, I become perfect. I perfect those things in my life. Continuation of loving Him. Staying in my word. It won't be a job then. Kim, it don't feel like a job. It'll be a desire that I want more. Sometimes I just cry because I just want more of Him. I feel like I ain't got enough of Him. Come on, sis, isn't that right? Oh my God, tears will come out of me. What's wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I just want more of Him. I just want more of Him. I want to be more like Him. Ooh, it's not tears that are sad. It's just tears that I want to just transformation. Come on, to be more and more and more. Whatever God you want me to, this is what I want to be. Whatever you want from me, God, this is what I want. Come on here. I don't care about anything else. I just want more of you. That's that love. That love that is willing to be transformed. Not hold on to. Because when you love something, you don't want to hold on to something. Amen. That go against the will of God. Or hurt my God.
Amen.
And seeing this here hurt God.
Come on.
It hurt. I know God got feelings.
Amen.
Come on. And we don't want to keep hurting him. That's why he said, when you backslide, he said, it's just like never him on the cross again. Afresh. Come on. I mean, get him down. But his hand ain't down there enough. Let me try the other hand. I'm going to go out and do something. Let me try to deal with that other. When we go and do something wrong, we don't intentionally take a hammer and want to go back to the cross. We don't realize that, do we? But the thing about it is, that's what Jesus says. He said, that's how much you hurt me. Oh, my God. And I done did all this for you. Why you want to go back to something that ain't going to do you no good? Why you want to go back to something that's going to hurt you? Why you want to go back to something that's going to frustrate you? Why you want to go back to something that ain't going to show you no love? Why you want to go back to it? Oh, my God. When I got everything that you need, I can fulfill every desire. And how many know when you love God right, you won't have a void in your life. You won't lack nothing in your life. I don't care whether you got no husband. I don't care whether you got no wife, no man. I don't care. I don't care what it is, the situation. When you love God and seek God's face and really want God to move in your life, he'll feel and take out all that stuff and fill it with his spirit. And you'll feel more love than when you was in a relationship with the one that didn't love you. Somebody shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. Woo, I got needs. Child, he'll feel all those needs. Those needs won't even be a need no more. Come on, is that all right? It won't even be a need no more. When you see that individual, you're walking, man, wholeness. My God, walking wholeness. Why? Because I want to walk in wholeness. Come on, God give us a will to be and to do. Come on, his good will and his good pleasure. That's what he called us to do. But when you don't want to do it, then you reap those other things. When you don't want to seek his face, then you reap those other things that bring despair, that bring loneliness, that bring frustration, that bring depression. When you're going looking for other things and putting your time in other things rather than putting your time in the one that fulfills it all. Because the Bible says you lack nothing when you have him in your life. Touch your neighbor, you don't lack nothing. Touch your neighbor and say you don't lack nothing. I don't care what the devil whispers in your ear. You lack nothing.
Nothing at all.
Now, unless you just don't have Jesus, you might need to come back to the altar. Because if you lack anything, you need to come back to the altar. Because you ain't got him, you done backslid. Come on, give God a hallelujah. I'm telling you, the truth will set us free. What he says, so we got that. So he says, it become a heart. It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, and what? But now, he said, righteousness lodged in it, but now there's what? Okay, Revelation 7, go to Luke. I'm sorry, Luke 21 and 24. We just going just a little bit. My God, how many getting something out of this? I'm telling you. Praise God. We're gonna learn to give God praise, whether you go to Macy's and buy a pair of shoes to make you feel good. You ain't gonna have to go to Macy's and buy you a pair of shoes, you just don't feel good. Holding your money in the bank. Keeping it in your hand. I need to spend it. I need to feel good. I need to spend it on something. Pair of shoes, a sweater. You buy yourself, you just gotta go. I'm going to a dollar sale. Even if you go to the dollar store, you don't feel good till you just go to the dollar store. And I just buy something for $1. I feel like I done got rich. I done did something. Y'all got put your hands up. Hallelujah. That's it. I need a shot. I just want a shot. I just want to do something. You know? Amen. And you don't need to do that. You just need to keep that money in your hand, in your pocket. Take it out of your pocket. Put it in the bank. Put it under the mattress. Do something. Praise Jesus. Oh man, come on. So now we see that what? So he says here, and they shall fall by the edge of the what?
Sword.
Come on.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
Come on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
So Jesus, here it is. In this particular time that Jesus was showing John, this is getting ready to happen. That's why when we go into the 13th to 12th verse, farther down, as we've been to read, this takes a place where we are. So he says, Jerusalem get ready to go into captivity. It's getting ready to be burnt down. When he says, no wall upon a there shall no stone be left upon the what? Another. So he says, shall be trodden down by the what? Until the time of the what?
Gentiles
be fulfilled. So it's not really been fulfilled yet. So now, he says this, 6th verse of Revelation 17. Do you want to? I'm trying to go fast so we can get to our answers to our questions. Trying to bring some up to par. So now as we look, we see in the 6th verse, he says, and I saw, Revelation 17 chapter, and I saw the woman, and some of y'all might still like a little miss because I'm going fast into this for what we want to go ahead and get finished. So now we already see that, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Who was that? That was Herod, the one that went out and he killed all the babies. Because he was looking for who? He was looking for Jesus. Amen. At a young age. So he said, look here. This you all allowed in my what? City. Jerusalem. Governed by the Romans order. Put forth to death every male child, because what? We gotta kill all those concerning Jesus. But not only that, but they was martyrs of Jesus. How was it martyrs of Jesus? Who can tell me? How was it martyrs of Jesus? Who were? Also the who? Yep. Martyrs of Jesus. Who was the one that martyred Jesus? Killed Jesus? That's the Jews. That's right. And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So they also what? There was a part of what? Their hand in martyring the Jews, martyring the Christians of the Jews, or the Christian Jews, martyring the prophets of God, martyring the disciples of God. So he says what? Now we want to get to what? And the angel said unto him, Revelation 17 chapter. I've already been in this in detail, so I want to say it again. This is already, we've been months and months in this. This started back last year. So you won't get the full detail unless, some of us got the notes and we'll get the notes and put everything together for you. So go ahead. So he said, and the angel said unto me,
wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
And again, so go to the foundation. How far did you get? To the foundation of the world. Where are you at?
On the 8th verse.
On the 8th verse. Okay, good. Until the foundation. Now when you're looking from right here on down to there, you're looking at what God is revealing to John in these verses here. So you already know, so I can bring some of them up to par. This is what's getting ready to happen. Now that God has shown the disciples and had prophesied to them, saying that one stone will be left upon another, I weep for Jerusalem. I weep. And I think that's what Luke 21 says, right? I weep. Get Luke 21. I weep for Jerusalem. In other words, what he's saying is that this prophecy is coming to pass because of the fact that what Jerusalem has done with the prophets, how they killed my prophets, how they killed my people. So you know what? I weep for them because they will not repent. and they will not accept me as God. They only accept me as a prophet. So he says that one stone won't be left upon another. So they're going to come one, and it's going to what? It's going to kill all the babies, kill all the children, kill everyone, and burn Jerusalem down to the ground. And how did that happen? Who came forth? Titus. 70 AD. When Titus came forth, what happened? He began to what? He began to run all the Christians, all the Jews that love God, all the disciples of Jesus Christ, more than 12. Christianity grew like crazy during the persecution. The Romans thought that, in the Sanhedrin Council thought that to shut them up about Jesus, we will kill them and they'll get afraid to become a follower of Jesus, so it will cease. But instead of ceasing, it caught on fire. And they began to get saved, and they began to get delivered, and they began to become a follower of Jesus Christ. And the Christianity movement began to rise above their expectation. People didn't care about being crucified. They didn't care about being killed. So look at your neighbor and say, for God I live.
For God I live.
For God I die. What about you? Come on, see, it ain't about going no Macy's no more. It's not about a check. Come on, you got a big fat checking account. Come on, ain't about wearing $100 pair of shoes. Come on, it's not about going to Walmart getting no food. It's about, Lord, for God I live, for God I die. That's what the movement is about. They didn't care about having clothing. They cared about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Come on, they didn't care about how much money they had. They cared about the gospel of Jesus Christ. They was like, for God I live, for God I die. Let's preach Jesus. I'd rather obey God than to obey what? Man. Woo. So in this, so let me give y'all this one more time. So whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, which is the 8th verse, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So now, who got those? I should have wrote it down.
You wrote how many? Which one's that?
Yes.
Oh, the one who is.
That's right. So the one that is, go ahead.
The one who is Nero.
Come on, there you go.
And the one that's not yet is Titus.
Come on.
And what else was it? The beast is the Antichrist.
That's it. The beast is the Antichrist. So what she said, Nero, because you have those that have already was existing. You had those kings that was already those emperors that was already in existence. So you had those that was already persecuting the saints, going against the saints. And they was working with the Sanhedrin Council. So you had who? Julius? Is that right, Monty? Can you name them?
Yeah, get back for her.
Amen. How many follow me?
Right.
The one that was first.
Hold on 1 minute. You ready?
Yeah.
When I said hold on 1 minute, because he's gonna, they're getting it. Go ahead.
Julius Caesar.
Uh-huh.
Do you want you gave us like 44 before Christ. You want that or just the names?
Just give the 44 days, but yeah.
That's 44 BC.
Uh-huh.
You got Caesar Augustus, and that's 5 or 6 years before Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tiberius, which is 14 after his death.
Uh-huh.
Gaius, Caligula,
Uh-huh.
which was 14 AD. Claudius, which was 43 AD.
Uh-huh.
Nero, which was 54 to 58 AD.
Uh-huh.
And then Titus, that was 70 to 79 AD.
Now these were the emperors that was in this timing that God was showing John. Okay, these are the ones. Each emperor got worse and worse. He began to treat the people of God worse and worse. And like I said, I'll get copies for the ones that don't have it. So now in that, you have now the one that was. So this is where her question is. When they behold the beast that was, Titus, and is not. Who was the is not? Or was it?
The not yet.
The not yet, is it Titus? Okay, so, and yet is who?
Nero.
Is Nero?
Nero is the one that is.
Yes, come on.
And not this.
Is Titus. So you got that? So let's read again. And when they behold the beast that was, who was the beast that was? And is not? Titus. Why Titus? Because Titus was the one to tear down the Roman general to come and what? Sweep out and to destroy all of Jerusalem and burn it down to the ground and take all the gold out of the what? Out of the walls. Come on. So that's why you only have one wall right now in Jerusalem that they pray on. Isn't that something? That's why. Because the Bible said not one stone upon another will be what? That's right, will be left. So they just got that one wall to pray for right now. That Wailing Wall. Hoping that it's all about the temple over there in Israel. It's all about the temple. It's not about heaven. It's not about the coming of Jesus Christ, which they say it is. But they still have not confessed that Jesus is Lord. But it's all about the holy building, the holy temple. Come on, the third temple. And if they do anything right now, it will cause a major war. A holy war. So right now, they still left out. But now, what's getting ready to happen, this is why we're getting ready to go into this, one mind, and get ready to go into the last, is because that we're at a stage right now. There are a couple of things that are happening right now in our atmosphere with our president and with Israel, coming to a state and to an agreement of a resolution of the war that is going on, or that might happen or keep from happening. How many understand that? So now, you got it? All right, so let's keep going. So you got all that? All right, so Jasmine, you okay? Everybody's all right? We'll get you the notes, we'll get you the notes how it flows. So he says, and here is the mind which, what? Hath wisdom. Somebody shout, we got wisdom. Those that seek God. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Now, these are not the mountains of Rome. Now, Rome have a mountain, 7 mountains. But the original mountains was what? Was who? Was where? Was Jerusalem. Those were the original 7 mountains is Jerusalem. Jerusalem has 7 mountains, way before Rome. Is that all right? So now, it tells us that the 7 mountains, that's where our superiors is going to be coming from. Now, it'll be the one that's going to come that will dictate. The one that will come that will rule the world will be from an Islamic nation. It won't be American. It'll be Islamic. Because what? That's what it was in the past. And that's what it is going to be in our future. Is that all right? That's why you have Syria. That's why you have, what? Saudi Arabia. That's why you have Egypt. That's why you have Ethiopia. That's why you have Iraq. That's why you have Iran. All of them are coming together. That's why you have Turkey, China, Russia. They're all coming and trying to form their own confederate to go against who? The United States of America. Is that all right? You're almost done. Some of them have to go because of children. So you see, they got to get up for school and some got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So now, go ahead, right quick.
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen.
7 kings, 5 are what?
Fallen.
Are fallen.
And 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
Come on.
And when he cometh, not yet, I'm sorry. And
now again, now when she's reading the other, go ahead, read it again.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
Now those are the same ones that we just gave you. Okay, so when it comes into that, now we're going into Psalms 83. in a very few moments here. So when you're looking at that, so what it is that God was showing John, it's like, okay, Titus have come, but you haven't seen anything yet because it's getting ready to get what? Worse than that. So John is already gone and, and exited to the island of what? Patmos, while God is showing him the saints of God and his friends being persecuted by Titus, by Claudius, by Herod, by those that's coming after them. Herodias is the other one that comes after Titus. And here it is. He's on the island of Patmos and God is showing him the last one. Near to the last, should I say. That one before he was exit to the island of Patmos. And that was who? Titus. Titus is the one that burnt down everything. So he said, John, this is it. But yet, this is not all that's getting ready to happen. So look at your neighbor and say, this is twofold.
This is twofold.
So we bring it from the past into now our what? Our present. Go ahead. So he reads this. He reads like this.
And one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
Come on. Who continued a short space?
Titus.
Titus did. So we're still talking about Titus. He continued a short space. How? By wiping everything out in 70 AD. He wiped everything out. He killed everybody. Jerusalem was sieged 52 times. But it was burned down all to the ground in 70 AD. After Jesus said to them, I weep for you, Jerusalem. Oh my God. And there's going to be another burning down of this whole world at the end of it all. Purification of the earth. Come on. And then when that purification is, he says, in 7 what? And I don't know, 7 days, 7 years. He said, look, purification of the earth, I'm going to send down what? New Jerusalem. For the earth will be purified. So there's no more burning of the earth until the last day. Somebody shout, I got to get it right.
I got to get it right.
Look, come on. Your last day might not be when Jesus opened up the sky. It could be tomorrow. It could be the next week. It could be any time. But look at your name and say, I want to be ready.
I want to be ready.
Oh, and y'all can stick with me. We're almost there. Go ahead.
And the beast that was, and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seventh, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings.
Now, the 13th verse you should have said, these have one mind. I gave you all the answer. I gave you all the scripture. So, these have one mind. Kathy, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Now, Psalms 83 tells us of all the ones that hate Israel and are going against Israel today. So we already have that. But he says, now, I'm still talking about Jerusalem. John is still talking about those, God is still talking about those that martyred my saints, those that killed my prophets, those that caused my people to leave Jerusalem, those that martyred them, my prophets. One mind. Who was the one mind?
The Sanhedrin Council.
Amen. How many agree with her? Amen. Get the scriptures for me. I should already have them. One mind.
I went all the way back to Mark chapter 9, when it was talking about Jesus foretells of his death. Who he was going to be born in front of. Is that one?
I gave you the scriptures.
That one is, no, that's not one of the ones you gave us.
Which one is
It's
that?
Mark 15 and 14 and 26.
All right. So now, go there. So you got it? You did good?
I just went back a little farther.
Oh, that's all right. So go ahead.
Which one do you want first? You gave us Mark 15, 1 through 15.
So how were they of one mind? How did they have 13 verse? How did they have one mind?
Yeah, they.
Because they all wanted to kill Jesus. Look at your neighbor and say, because they all wanted to kill Jesus. So now look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, they're going to have one mind. Those that are over our government. They come against every Christian that loves Jesus. They're going to come against you. That's it. Come on. So now we have here Mark 15. Go ahead and read it.
And straightway in the morning, the chief priests held a consultation with the elders and the scribes and the whole council, and bound Jesus and carried him away, and delivered him to Pilate. And Pilate asked him, Art thou the king of the Jews?
Come on. Art thou the king of the Jews?
And he answered and said unto him, Thou sayest it. And the chief priests accused him of many things, but he answered nothing. And Pilate asked him again, saying, Answerest thou nothing? Behold, how many things they witness against thee.
Come on.
But Jesus yet answered nothing, so that Pilate marveled. Now at that feast he released unto them one prisoner, whomsoever they desired. And there,
according to what? The Jewish law. Go ahead.
And there was one named Barabbas, which lay bound with them that had made insurrection with him, who had committed murder in the insurrection. And the multitude crying aloud began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them. But Pilate answered them, saying, Will ye that I release unto you the king of the Jews? For he knew that the chief priests had delivered him of envy.
So therefore, now you see, now we get ready to go to Matthew 27. See, you should also have Mark 14 chapter. Good. So Pilate said, King of the Jews, he's your king. They said, no. But see what the Jews had to do, they had to crucify Jesus, since Pilate said, according to our laws, we can't do it. But, you know what? The Sanhedrin Council said, who cares about your law? Okay, we'll do it according to our law, to the Jewish law. And you know what that Jewish law was? Leviticus. So do we have it? So take down these scriptures. Mark 14, 53. Mark the 14th chapter, the 53rd verse through the 64th. You should have those. I'm sorry for those that are your first time, and it's kind of, we went so deep in this. So, also, Matthew 27, 1 through 57. Also, Mark the 13th chapter. And then Mark, all of it, yeah. And then Mark the 26th chapter through 10. Give me about 5 more minutes. So now go to one mind. So go to Matthew 27. And then we have what? What stood out with y'all when you read Matthew 1 and 57? 1 through 57. Get your microphone. Give him a microphone.
Pilate to the whole time, he found no guilt in Jesus at all, and he found no reason to kill him, and he wasn't about to do it. And he knew that Jesus was God, because he wasn't going to do anything against him. He wasn't going to kill an innocent man, and he left it up to the Jews. And in Matthew 26 and 59, the scripture says that, I did, let me go back and read this because Matthew 59, it says the chief priests and the elders and the council sought false testimony against Jesus.
So that's a key verse. Amen. So make sure you put that down. Matthew 26, how they became of one mind. 59, go ahead, read it.
Matthew 26 and 59, and it reads, now the chief priests, the elders, and the council sought false testimony against Jesus to put him to death.
So number one, the key is they sought what? False testimony. Matthew 26 and 59.
26.
Yeah, we got Matthew 26, 1 through. But yeah, that's okay. Okay, so 59 verse. So now he also got Matthew 27, first verse. Let's see. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and what? Elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to what? And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to what? Pontius Pilate. That what? Amen. Because what? They said, look, we got to get him to Rome because the only way we can do it is through them. Key verse number 4. Saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. So now right here we're talking about who? Judas. Came into one mind with who? Who came in one mind with? It's right with the Sanhedrin council, with the chief priest. He betrayed Jesus. That's right. So I wanted to point that out. So number 4 is a key. That's one mind. So, he should have stayed out of it. He should have stayed with the one that loved him so much. So the key. So Judas came in one mind. Another one, the 9th verse. This also was a fulfillment of the prophetic, of the prophet. Spoken by who? Jeremiah, the prophet, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver and the piece of him that was value, whom they of the children of who? Israel did what? So they go to show you, it was prophesied that this was going to happen. So a lot of things in our life is already planned. And God already knows which way it's going to go. He already knows the decision that we're going to make. And he already knows what we're going to do before we do it. Is that all right? 11th verse, key. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou the king of the Jews? And again, he says nothing. And the key verse, 12. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered what? Nothing again. 15th verse. This was around about the feast. Now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner, whom they would. And they had been a notable prisoner, which again, called who? Barnabas. He said, while we're reading it, you can see different writers writing the same things, the ones that were there. That's what we're classifying. That the same ones that was there, they wrote it in their own way, but they still wrote it. All right? Okay. So now, as we go down to, let me see. I want to take you all to see how they came one mind with lying and getting liars and getting, but there's another one I want to get to, sorry, of the law. I think that's John. I think that was St. John. St. John. Yeah, not only that, but how they came, they wanted their own law.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
That was John, who can help you out? John, the 19th chapter. Thanks, Tyler. John, the 19th chapter. John, the 19th chapter. One mind. And I'm going to give you this. I'm going to stop. Yes, the 7th verse. You got it? Okay, key this verse. John 19 and the 7th verse. Go ahead right quick.
The Jews answered him,
Uh-huh.
we have a law, and by our law, he ought to die,
Come on.
because he made himself the Son of God.
So, see, he said, by our law. So they came in one mind. They couldn't do it by the Romans, but they was able to do it by theirs. How? Leviticus. Go ahead and put Leviticus. This is the law. Leviticus 24 and 16. Any man that blasphemes. So this is the law they went by. The Mosaic law. That's how they was able to crucify Jesus. Because Pilate, by their laws, they didn't find no fault whatsoever. But 24th chapter in the 16th verse. So by that, they looked and said, look, I mean, we can't do anything, but Pilate's hands was tied because they said, if you don't do it, then you're not a friend of Caesar. Those that are not a friend of Caesar, Pilate knew what was going to happen to him. They was going to kill him. So how many understand that?
Yes.
So the Jews, which is the Sanhedrin Council, the chief priests, they had a relationship with the emperors and with Pilate. They did certain things to, go ahead.
What was that verse?
Oh, St. John, the 19th chapter. Oh, Leviticus 24th chapter in the 16th verse. Make sure it's right. 24th chapter in the 16th verse. Who got it? Yes. That's it. He that blasphemed the name of the Lord. So they felt like Jesus, what? He was God. He was Lord. And they tried to say he blasphemed because they didn't believe that he was Lord. And this is the same thing going on now. They don't believe over there that Jesus is what? Lord. Is God. That's right. So how many got that? So now, along with that scripture, you got 26, you got St. John, the 5th chapter, in the 18th verse, in the 10th chapter, in the 33rd verse.
John 5 and what?
Oh, St. John 5, the 5th chapter, the 18th verse. And you should have Matthew, the 10th, no, sorry, St. John, the 10th chapter, in the 33rd verse. All that go with verse 13 and through 14. 13 through 14. Having one mind. This is how they had one mind against martyring the Jews, martyring Jesus, killing him. Isn't that something? Nobody never pointed that out to me. Out of all my years, 40 years of preaching. Nobody never ever pointed that out. Isn't that something? The 5th chapter and the 18th verse. St. John, not first. St. John. Okay, so you got the 19th chapter of John all the way through to the 10th verse. Now, another thing. 2 laws. So those were the laws, that profanity, that in Leviticus, that they got Jesus on. So they say because he said he was God. Now, Revelation 17 and 15. We gotta stop. Let's hold it right. Now, coming back, I don't know when I got to finish. We might have finished this Sunday night. Because I tell you what, it's hard to, this is one difficult, when God began to show you things on a twofold, and you got new people, it's so hard to go forward, and especially some of the ones that's out and coming. So give God a hallelujah. Hallelujah. So now, 17, y'all got Revelation 17 in the 15th verse. I want you to take down Jeremiah 47 and 2. Jeremiah 47 and 2. And you say, why? He says this, and he says unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Now, I want you to put this for this verse. God has already prophesied through Jeremiah about the Jews and all nations will come to Jerusalem. Right now, what's happening? Again, all nations, even before, even more, is going to Jerusalem. They're filling Jerusalem. Tel Aviv has all types of people coming there to make movies, and all this other stuff is enhancing in Israel. So they have all types of tongues, all types of people, all types of language, all from all different nations coming to Israel. And they're flooding Israel. So look at your neighbor and say, this has come to pass even today. Even today. Now, let me take you to this too. 16th verse. I just want to take you right here to 16th verse. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast. Anybody remember the 10 horns? If not, we got to give it to those that are new. These shall hate the what? The whore, which is Jerusalem. They shall hate Jerusalem. They shall hate Israel. And shall make her what? Desolate and naked. And shall what? Eat her flesh. Now, what God is saying to John is simple as this. Psalms 83. You got those 10 nations that's going to come together. Turkey, you have China, you have Russia, Syria, you have Lebanon, you have Ethiopia, you have Syria, I said Syria, you have Iran, you have Iraq, all the neighboring countries. Right now, what they're doing with Russia in position, in Turkey, they are going to all the UN and they're persuading for them to pull out of the U.S., pull away from the U.S. and let them form their own UN, their own confederacy. With that, what they're doing is saying that we're going to throw down those laws. So how right now is that they're burning laws right now, trying to burn the laws right now today. Number 2, a two-state solution. No such thing in Israel. They don't believe in a two-state solution. But they're trying to do a two-state solution. What is that? That's dealing with the temple. For them to share the temple. How many heard about that? Sharing the temple. Say it again. Sharing the temple. Another thing is, they're trying to make it where they're trying to give in where that the Jews can go back into what? The temple and do their service, their worship. It ain't happening no time soon because what? Those mosques belong to who? Saudi Arabia. And somebody, what are you going to say?
As I was looking up stuff today, does this pertain to what that woman is doing over there? That is coming to bring the 70 nations together?
No.
No?
Yeah, that got nothing to do with a woman. It has something to do with Turkey themselves. Turkey, the president already have changed how they're supposed to be prime ministers. He called himself president. So he's taking away those offices of how they used to, the custom of their region. He has stopped that custom on last year. So that's another. So what it is that eat her flesh and burn her with fire is taking down the old covenant. So we burn it up and they're doing away with the old covenant. So there's a lot of things right now that the U.S. is trying to implement, even with a woman going into the temple. Say it again. With their head uncovered.
Is that Nikki doing over there in the union?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
What about Nikki? Nikki has resigned. You talking about that one? The one that's over, she's resigned, or resigned is supposed to resign. Is that the one that you're talking about? The
one that's supposed to come over in the UN and bring some kind of meeting of the 70 nations or something. I just came across it today. I didn't have a chance to read the whole thing, but
she was coming to the let's see. Now you might know
over there.
I gotta read that. I didn't read that.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, look it up and get the article. Well, these are some of the articles so look that up. Yeah, they're trying to get the 70 nations back because Turkey, Russia, all of them have had meetings now with each other, even with Israel. They're trying to pull everyone away from the United States. In other words, we'll be by ourselves. We're supposed to be the protector of Israel. But Israel has such a deal going with gas pipes going underneath the sea. And it's going to supply all of Europe with pipelines and gas and everything that they need. So what they're trying to do is isolate America because they don't need America. What Russia and Turkey are saying is saying, look, we got what you need. Let's go into a confederacy. If we lose our allies, what happens? War comes here. How do you understand that? War comes here. It's no longer all over there. That's what allies are for, to keep the war from over here. Because it's all about them over there. But by them doing that, is that they come into a confederacy, they get rid of our laws, they want to implement the Shahara law. And then they want us to abide under that law. And how many understand the Shahara law? If not, we're going to bring that back. The Shahara law. And once they bring that and we go under their government, under their law, then you know what? Then that says America is America anymore. Come on, say it again. That's it. Come on, sis. It's an Islamic nation. We are in trouble if we don't get ourselves together. And that's why God is calling for the saints of God to pray and seek his face and turn from our what? Wicked way. Come on, give God hallelujah. So we start right. So burning with fire is burning the old covenant. Their old covenant that they was under the Mosaic law. And they're changing those covenants right now today. And I just gave y'all a few. And that's not even all of it. So we're going to stop right there. Because it don't get scary. Touch your neighbor and say, don't get scary. It just get into a place where it makes me want to pray. It makes me want to get people and say, do you know Jesus? It's time to know Jesus as your Savior. Come on, give God a hallelujah. So what I'm going to do with some of the ones that, like, as you come back next week, you're going to have everything written out, how we have it into the depthness, so that you can already be catching up and, you know, with the understanding of what God has given us. Going into chapter 18. We shout, we keep up our strength through the joy of the Lord, but it's going to show you that while you sleep, they're making laws. While you sleeping, they're trying to undermine while you sleeping. And don't think that the enemy don't know our shortcomings. Come on. While he know your shortcoming, you better be getting strengthened. Come on, is that all right? It's all right for the enemy to know it, but you keep getting strengthened in those areas where you're weak. Come on, give God a hallelujah. You keep pressing toward the mark of the prize of the high calling. Is that all right? Come on, give God a hallelujah. Boy, y'all got me tired again. We got 10 most powerful countries in this world. The United States is holding on its balance, while Russia is number 2. Along with Turkey, China, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Japan, Israel. What that go to show you? America has never held on by strength. We've always been the dominant nation. But when we start letting other countries come in to our market, that's it, and coming into the land and serving their God, this is what God is upset with, because this land was founded by God. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Let's stand. Come on, give God a hallelujah. Hallelujah. Look at your neighbor and say, pray for our nation. Pray for each other. Pray for our Christians all over this world. And stay strengthened. I am. For God says that I am. I am whole. I am free. I am blessed. I am because God is. Volleyball on, that's right, glow in the dark volleyball on Friday night starting at 6 o'clock at Presbyterian Church. Y'all come out, we'll have a good time in the Lord. And Friday and Saturday, all Christian music, we're going to show them how to play and live a good life and enjoy and have fun.